Welcome to Mind Bloom. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
Carbs. They're one of the most misunderstood parts of nutrition. For years, people have been told that carbs are the enemy when it comes to weight loss or staying healthy. You've probably heard phrases like, carbs make you fat, or cutting carbs is the only way to lose weight. But here's the truth. Not all carbs are created equal. Some are essential for your energy, focus, and performance, while others can lead to weight gain and health problems if consumed in excess. In today's video, we're breaking down good carbs versus bad carbs, what they are, how they affect your body, and how to eat them the right way. By the end, you'll know exactly which carbs to keep in your diet and which ones to avoid. First, let's start with the basics. What are carbohydrates? Carbs are one of the three main macronutrients, alongside protein and fat. They are your body's primary source of energy. When you eat carbs, your body breaks them down into glucose, which fuels your brain, muscles, and every cell in your body. Without carbs, you might feel sluggish, mentally foggy, and low in energy. So yes, carbs are absolutely necessary. The problem is not carbs themselves, but the type of carbs you eat and how much of them you consume. Breaking down the types of carbs, carbohydrates can be divided into three categories: sugars, starches, and fiber. Sugars are simple carbs, things like glucose, fructose, and sucrose, found naturally in fruits and honey, but also in added sugars like candy, soda, and desserts. Starches are complex carbs, found in foods like potatoes, rice, and bread. Fiber, on the other hand, is a type of carb your body can't fully digest, but it's crucial for gut health, digestion, and even weight management. Now, within these categories, we can broadly classify carbs as good carbs or bad carbs. What are good carbs? Good carbs are often referred to as complex carbohydrates. These are carbs that are high in fiber, digested slowly, and provide sustained energy throughout the day. They don't spike your blood sugar levels drastically, which means you avoid the energy crashes that come with junk carbs. Examples of good carbs include whole grains like oats, brown rice, quinoa, and whole wheat bread. Legumes such as lentils, beans, and chickpeas. Fruits like apples, berries, bananas, and oranges. Vegetables, especially leafy greens, sweet potatoes, carrots, and broccoli. These foods don't just give you energy, they're also packed with vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber, which improve digestion, keep you full longer, and support overall health. What are bad carbs? Bad carbs, on the other hand, are often called refined carbohydrates or simple sugars. These are the ones that have been stripped of fiber and nutrients during processing, leaving behind mostly empty calories. They digest quickly, spike your blood sugar, and often lead to cravings and overeating. Common examples include white bread and pastries, sugary breakfast cereals, candy, cakes, cookies, and desserts, soda, energy drinks, and fruit juices with added sugar, processed snack foods like chips, crackers, and instant noodles. These carbs give you quick energy but also cause insulin spikes and crashes, which can lead to weight gain, fatigue, and even long-term health issues like type 2 diabetes if consumed in excess. How carbs affect blood sugar? One of the biggest differences between good and bad carbs is how they impact your blood sugar. Good carbs with fiber digest slowly, releasing glucose steadily into the bloodstream. This keeps your energy stable and helps control hunger. Bad carbs, on the other hand, flood your bloodstream with sugar, causing a spike in insulin. This spike is often followed by a crash, making you feel tired, cranky, and hungry again just a couple of hours later. This cycle can lead to overeating and constant cravings for more junk food. The role of carbs in fat loss and muscle gain. Here's where it gets interesting. Carbs can either help or hurt your fitness goals, depending on the type. If you're trying to lose fat, you want to prioritize complex carbs that keep you full and prevent overeating. Vegetables, whole grains, and legumes are your best friends. They're nutrient-dense but relatively low in calories. On the other hand, if you're trying to gain muscle or fuel intense workouts, carbs are essential. They replenish glycogen stores in your muscles, helping you recover faster and train harder. In fact, athletes often consume carbs before and after workouts to maximize performance. The key is to choose quality carbs, like oats, rice, and fruits, rather than processed junk. Carbs and weight gain myths. Now, let's bust a myth. Carbs alone do not make you fat. What leads to weight gain is consuming more calories than your body needs, whether they come from carbs, fats, or even protein. However, since refined carbs are so easy to overeat, they're often the main culprit behind weight gain. For example, eating a donut might give you 400 calories with little nutrition, but it won't keep you full. Meanwhile, 400 calories of beans or oats will keep you satisfied for hours. So it's not about cutting out carbs entirely, it's about choosing the right ones. Carbs and long-term health. When it comes to long-term health, the type of carbs you eat matters even more. Diets high in refined carbs and sugars are linked to obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and inflammation. On the flip side, diets rich in fiber and whole carbs are associated with lower risk of chronic diseases, better digestion, improved gut health, and even longer lifespan. Fiber, in particular, feeds the healthy bacteria in your gut, which plays a role in everything from immune function to mental health. Good carbs in action. Examples. Let's break it down with some practical examples. Choosing brown rice instead of white rice gives you more fiber, keeping you full longer. Swapping whole wheat bread for white bread means slower digestion and better blood sugar control. Eating an apple instead of apple juice means you're getting fiber and vitamins instead of just sugar. Adding beans or lentils to your meals boosts protein and fiber intake, supporting both fat loss and muscle gain. These simple swaps can completely change how your body processes carbs. How much carbs should you eat? So, how much carbs should you actually eat? The answer depends on your activity level, goals, and metabolism. Generally, carbs should make up 45 to 65% of your daily calories, according to dietary guidelines. For someone eating 2,000 calories a day, that's around 225 to 325 grams of carbs. But here's the catch: those carbs should come mostly from whole, nutrient-dense sources. If you're more active, you'll need more carbs to fuel your body. If you're sedentary, you may need less. The key is to focus on quality over quantity. Tips to eat carbs the right way. Here are some practical tips to eat carbs the smart way. Choose whole over refined. Go for whole grains, fruits, and veggies instead of white bread, pastries, and candy. Pair carbs with protein or healthy fats. This slows digestion and prevents blood sugar spikes. Don't fear fruit. Whole fruits are packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants. They're not the same as added sugars. Plan around your workouts. Eat complex carbs before exercise for energy and after for recovery. Watch portion sizes. Even good carbs can add up if you overeat.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.